the only way you can reach stage teal is pretty much to not have will. Because you don't have any will by yourself. Your will only comes from the belief systems you have with regard to other people. There's an interdependence on how the egoic structure forms and the leadership formats get created, such that when you interact with your friends, they're feedbacking to you what kind of leader you can be. They define you. They help you define yourself. As such, when you go about your day as a teal, you're probably not going to have much conventional will. And so once you reach this stage, people are going to expect you to go out into the world and do things and be like everyone else. But how are you going to be like everyone else if you don't even function the way society is expecting you to function? I don't need to belabor this point to get it across. I'll just say it with that one sentence and keep it at that. But this can lead to a sense of inadequacy, a sense of not having a sense of belonging. This is also why they choose to isolate. They choose not to form communities because it's very hard to find a community. Self-hatred. So, hatred's a strong word. It's not they have hatred, it's that they have no way of defining themselves as something good, as something positive for the world, because there's no system that's available for them to satisfy a sense of belonging. And that's actually one of the needs of this stage. A community stage in general, but specifically a stage like Teal. Now, me personally, once you have less of a sense of self, you can pretty much tolerate a lot more things. You can also speak to imaginary figures or speak to God as a coping mechanism. It's a tool to use your religious methodologies you were raised with. That's always available for anyone of all stages. But it's a tool, meaning if you had a community and it didn't involve God, you probably wouldn't be speaking to that creature, that entity, or that perceived thing. That's just the reality. Now, if the stage Teal person had a sense of satisfaction, a sense of belonging, what they would look like is someone who's humble, because there's no sense of self-importance. So self-hatred or a low self-esteem is what humility looks like when they don't have a place, don't have a sense of belonging. But the default way of being is humility, because the sense of self has diminished substantially. If they had a large income, would they have humility still? If you frame income in a way that I'll never have enough of it, then yes, you'll probably be weighed down by stage orange. But if you said, oh, money's going to come anyways and I don't need to think about it, those are the people that are going to be able to thrive in tier 2 stages. This is going to be hard for people to hear because it will require a basic income. It will require to be funded in the future in a way that you don't have to think in terms of, if I do X amount of hours, I get this much paid. If I do provide this much service, I get this much back. That way of thinking is going to have to go extinct as we evolve, or we won't be able to. But we're probably going to evolve anyways, because that's how things work, especially in the path we're going. Which means in every year we're getting closer and closer to this age where we realize some people have to be provided for. They don't function the same way as we used to. All right, that covers the topic of self-hatred versus humility in stage 2.